As mentioned in this morning's Cichlids and Coffee live stream, I have some beautiful Red Head Tapajos in these two tanks here. This a little 20-gallon rimless and this 29-gallon. There's a total of 6 Red Head Tapajos that I need to put into my, I've decided to put them into the 90-gallon rimless tank. And let's go ahead and transfer them over and see how they do, how they take in that tank with some bigger fish, some fish that might be a little bit more aggressive, but I think by putting in 6 all at once, it's going to create enough confusion that no single fish is going to be selected or singled out to be taken out or harassed. So let's go ahead and pull these fish out of these tanks and get them into their new home and see how they look. There aren't too many places to hide in this aquarium, so it shouldn't be too hard to catch them. And I've got the cover on the 90-gallon partially off, so I'll just dump them right in there. The temperatures are very similar, so there isn't going to be much of a shock. I may have to remove this piece of wood because they'll probably keep going around and around, making it a little bit hard to get them, and the wood will grab the net. Come on. Boy, they're showing some great color. Yeah, I think I'll take this piece of wood out. The plecos eat this wood. Look at the size of the stone on the bottom of it. It's a huge platform. All right, nowhere to hide now, guys. Come on, just get in there. Oh, almost jumped out. The other ones are using it as an opportunity to eat, snack on stuff. He jumped behind the aquarium. Makes it a little easier to catch fish if you lower the water level. Oh, there goes another one. See him. Beautiful little guy. Quite a jump. It'd be like you and I falling off of a 20-story building. These fish are pretty resilient. Come on, get the net. Okay. This one was less traumatic. Now let's get the 3 in the other tank and the 29-gallon. I won't bore you with that one. I'll just go ahead and pull them out and transfer them. So you can see them here on the back right corner. They've, for some reason, gravitated to that back right corner of the aquarium. And immediately after adding them, the Feste, the female red terror, was very, very interested in them. And then she sort of lost interest. I don't know if she just got exhausted or decided that she didn't want to expend the energy. And then she dipped into one of the caves and then disappeared. But what I did, which is something that I normally do after making big changes to an aquarium, whether it's adding fish, removing fish, changing filtration, anything like that, I went ahead and I hung around and set up my computer and worked so that I was watching the aquarium for probably almost 2 hours. And what I observed was that the Feste was starting to harass and chase the geos. Was that slowly the Feste again became interested in them, and then he proceeded to relentlessly chase and switch back and forth between them, because there's six of them, which always helps when there's aggression to have more than just one. But because there were 6 of them, he kept switching from fish to fish, so he wasn't able really to severely damage anybody. But it was taking a toll on the geos. They were starting to look a bit haggard, a bit harassed, and sometimes in chasing the geos, he would dip over and hit the albino Ochart or the electric blue Ochart or the red spotted Severum, just in the frenzy of chasing. Now, eventually, that little Feste is going to be put in a tank with this male festae, with this red tear, and hopefully I can get them to pair up and breed. But until then, I'm going to have to keep him away from the geos. I was hoping that this tank could be a quarantine tank. I had emptied it out and prepared it as a quarantine tank for some additional African cichlids. I took the little clowns and put them into the 20-gallon rimless, where I had pulled out 3 of the geos. They're doing great in there, by the way. There's 4 of them. I lost one, don't know why. Probably could have got him replaced since it happened relatively quickly, but I didn't bother to go back there. But I have 4 of them left in there, and I was hoping this could be a quarantine tank. But, you know, the best laid plans. This 29-gallon is now going to be the home, until she puts on size, the home of that red tear, of that female festae. In the meantime, the geos, as you can see, there's no real damage here. This is some footage while the festae was still in the tank, but she wasn't able to really bring about any real damage to any of the fish. And again, I think because the aggression was so spread around. All their fins are intact. There's no marks on the sides where they might have gotten a hard hit. But you can see she was pretty much in a frenzy. So I had to act quickly, like you have to with aggression, after observing that it wasn't calming down, and I pulled her out. While I decide where these little clowns are going to go eventually, I can still use this tank as quarantine. I'll probably get all of these little plecos out of here and take them to the local fish store, except for the real unusual ones like that spotted one or the red or golden ones. I'll keep those, and of course I always keep the albinos. This tank here, it is going to be the temporary home of the festae. I could put a divider in it and still use it to acclimate maybe some new fish, some cichlids, and just risk having him in there in a quarantine tank. It might be an option, because I do want to pick up some more cichlids. Now here's the tank without her, and the geos are just being geos, going around sifting sand, hanging out. The red caps are pretty peaceful, especially compared to those Suriminensis, who would really go after each other really hard. They still do in the 210-gallon. The red caps seem to be a little more mellow overall, as far as I can tell. And they're just hanging out, having a good old time, and certainly have had their stress level dropped considerably after taking out that festae. The festae was behaving fine, so I really don't know why they triggered her so much and brought about such aggressive behavior. But, you know, trying to figure out the brain of a fish. So it was a little scary at first, but I think we're in good shape now. Everybody seems to have calmed down. Things are peaceful. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell, and you can hit me here in the mug if you want to subscribe. And I've added a playlist here that you can click on and continue watching fish care videos. Thank you for tuning in, my friends. You are very appreciated. Bye-bye.